This is the Dallas Morning News. It's Friday, July 25th. Another hot day on the way with plenty of sunshine. The high will top out at 102. The mercury will back off a little over the weekend. Saturday's high will be 95 with a chance of a stray thunderstorm or two. A mix of sun and clouds on the way for Sunday with a high of 98. Overnight lows will be in the upper 70s. Here are today's headlines. The Texas Public Policy Foundation, an influential conservative think tank, notified Dallas on Wednesday it needs to repeal or amend local ordinances not covered by state law or risk being sued. The notice, written on behalf of three residents, Haley Kiles, Tamara Brown, and Daniel Rodriguez, said ordinances that have been preempted by the so-called Death Star law have caused them harm. The notice comes days after an appeals court overruled a decision last week that held the 2023 law that prohibits cities and counties from adopting agricultural, financial, natural resources, and labor policies that were not covered by state law was unconstitutional. The city of Dallas declined to comment Wednesday due to the pending notice of claims. Dubbed the Death Star law, the legislation was widely seen as a successful attempt by the Texas legislature to limit local powers in major urban areas. During the last legislative session, city officials compiled a list of 133 ordinances they say would be on the chopping block, but the city never took action. Instead, the law was stalled by a district court 2 days before it was set to take effect after Houston, San Antonio, and El Paso sued the state. Dallas never joined the fight, though it did send a legal brief in support of other cities. In it, the city reiterated its status as a home rule municipality, which gives it the ability to create a charter of rules to govern itself. In their ruling, appeals court judges said the cities had failed to establish a concrete and particularized injury if the law were active. In other news, Robert Roberson asked Texas's highest criminal appeals court to delay his October execution date so the panel can weigh new evidence in the shaken baby case. This latest filing was expected. Last week, a district court judge set October 16th as Roberson's execution date, granting the Texas Attorney General's request to accelerate the timeline for proceeding with a death penalty case dating back more than 2 decades. The judge argued the condensed timeline may force a higher court to more quickly rule on the death row inmate's outstanding appeal for a new trial or investigation. Next up, U.S. Senator John Cornyn seized on an Associated Press story that Republican primary challenger Attorney General Ken Paxton with wife Angela Paxton claimed 3 houses as their primary residence on mortgage paperwork. According to the AP report, those inaccurate statements allowed the couple to improperly lock in low interest rates. Cornyn told reporters at the U.S. Capitol on Thursday, "It's a violation in all likelihood of state and federal law. When you have the chief law enforcement officer breaking the law, who enforces the law?" Paxton did not respond to requests for comment emailed to his campaign and the Attorney General's office. Cornyn's campaign has cast the story as the latest example of character issues dogging Paxton, accusing him of lying to banks to amass a number of properties and become wealthy on a government salary. And enter a world where color has been erased, and only you and your team have the power to bring it back. That's the premise behind the 5 challenges at Go or Glow, located in the same building as activity-driven escape room Census, a unique multi-sensory experience. Folks from across North Texas are driving to the Design District to check out Dallas's newest immersive experience. Groups have 75 minutes to defeat the game's make-believe adversary, Black and White Nemesis, by going through 5 challenges with names such as Pink Panic, Red Reflex, Yellow Yell, Orange Outrun, and Solara. During these challenges, patrons answer questions while striking targets, maneuvering their way through lasers and leaping over lava while collecting keys. One recent participant said, "It was pretty fun, but it takes a lot of energy. you've got to be in shape and you are going to sweat. Thanks for listening. For more on today's stories and the latest breaking news, visit dallasnews.com. Enjoy your weekend, and I'll be back on Monday with more from the Dallas Morning News.